CPFD has just completed a web-based Barracuda Virtual Reactor training class with multiple new users located in or around Madrid, Spain. Joining us today is Arturo Rubio Ruiz from A3V Consulting. Arturo, can you tell us about A3V and why your team is interested in Barracuda Virtual Reactor?
Yeah, sure. A3V is a technical consultant. We are involved in different kind of projects, but mainly we are developing the technical implementation of this technology that is used to clean up the greenhouse gases in the atmospheric air. And the thing is that we are developing this fluidized bed that is supposed to clean the air. And we need to do some prototyping, and we need to, after that, we need to scale up our prototypes. So the main thing we need is to be able to model and then know how it is going to work at large scale. So yeah, that's what we are going to use Barracuda for.
Okay. How did the web-based virtual reactor training class go for your team?
It was very good. It is very interesting because this is not the typical set of classes that you go and there's an instructor just talking to you and explaining things. There is a presentation and everything, and that's very good. But after that, what we most like is that we could have this moment of putting hands off the problem and trying to face the complications on our own. That's very good, because then we knew what kind of complications we could have during the setup. And of course, the instructors, all of you were very, very good with us. So it was very nice. And one of the things me and another of my mates wanted to point out is that we are not very handy with this kind of interfaces. And it was really intuitive. So we could finish all the setups on time, and it was really, really nice. Yeah.
Thank you for your kind words, Arturo. And which specific features or capabilities of Virtual Reactor set it apart from other CFD tools that your team uses?
Well, that's a very good question, because we spent a few months working in this specific case. And actually, one of our engineers spent 3 months, 8 hours a day, all days, working on it. And of course, he could made it with the CFD tools, but until a certain point. Behind that, complications went too far, and then the specificity of the Barracuda Virtual Reactor make the difference, because it is clearly designed for this kind of problem. So everything that we had to do in the other kind of tools, we had to do some coding to extend the capabilities of those tools to this one. And here, the specificity of the code was just clearly the main point. Also, the computational time, the computational cost is a big difference that we really noticed, because one of the simplest simulation we did before could spend maybe more than 2 days, and here it was significantly less. So that gave us a lot of flexibility in our design process, which is awesome. Yeah. And what I just said about how intuitive is the interface, because we know mathematics, we know design and modeling, but once we go to the interfaces, this intuitive workflow is really good to save time. So that's very good.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like to share with other people who are considering working with CPFD?
Yeah, of course. If you're working with a problem, this with a lot of particles, volume fractions, where you have a lot of complications that in CFD tools will be an issue that you have to code and anything, that will cost a lot of time. And then using a code that is used specifically and designed specifically for your application will make a difference, because there's a lot of time that you could spend just trying to extend capabilities of other CFD tools. And this one is different. It's, of course, it's not just CFD, so it's very, very, very good. That's the main thing.
Okay, great. Thank you for joining us today, Arturo. We appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.